Hi, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use some of the website stuff that we're going to be using throughout at least the first part of this year. We're going to see how to get into a Google Meet, which will be a little bit different than it was last year. And we'll also look at the website that is attached to the curriculum that we're going to use so that um, you can get a feel for what that's going to look like as well. So first of all, to get into a Google Meet, last year, I know that personally, I just posted the link and people clicked the link and it took them there. This year, we have to do it a little bit differently, and this will be the same for all of your classes. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to meet.google.com. When we get here, there's one thing that you really need to make sure of, and that is if I enter my code or my link, or I think we call it a nickname, right down here at this very moment, it's not going to pull anything up. And that's because I am not logged in using my school account right now. I come up here, I have J, that's for my first name, John. Sometimes it's pronounced danger. And I can go and I switch to my school account. It looks a little bit different. Now, this might not look exactly like what yours looks like because you don't have the option to start a meeting. But when you click on there, we have, hey, we can enter our nickname. The nickname for all of my things, anytime you're going to need to get a hold of me, whether it is a scheduled class time, whether it's Wednesday office hours, if it's another scheduled appointment, however it is, it will always be Swanson Math. And then we can continue. And that will allow us to join the meeting. Now, I actually have to be on this meeting um, before you can join. If I'm not there yet, it will give us an error. But hey, look, I'm here. It's almost like I planned this. So we can join now. And here we go. We're in the meeting. So that's how we log into the Google Meets these days. It's going to be go to meets.google.com and then enter the nickname. That's going to change from teacher to teacher, but the process is going to be the same. All right, this next website that we are going to look at is going to be the site where you can see your textbook. There will be a lot of extra resources in addition to anything that I might provide. And also, it's where you will find your homework and even do your homework and quizzes. So we're going to take a look at this. It's called My Math Lab for School. I cannot type apparently. MyMathLabForSchool.com. And it's something that you will have to register for. I have uh, directions on how to register. It's pretty easy. You um, enter your class code, which I'll give you, and then you sign up, like you create an account with an email and stuff, and then you enter an access code, which I will also give you, and that is individual per student. So it'll be kind of fun to do that. But you register right here, and then once you are registered, you'll sign in. This is something that you'll probably want to be bookmarking. So I'm signing in as a student. That way I can show you what it looks like. So you'll only have one class here. It'll either be AP Calculus AB or AP Calculus BC. They use the same book, so the setup is the same. Really, the difference between the classes is the pacing. BC will move faster. But right now, we're just going to look at the AB class because, again, the setup's the same. So you get into it, and the first thing that pops up is a calendar. That's kind of nice because it'll show you different things. I wish that this was attached to the Google Classroom, but the two programs don't work, so you do have to go back and forth. But all the assignments and stuff will be in the Google Classroom. It'll just tell you to do the assignment. Then you'll do the assignment here and go and turn it in the Google Classroom. So you still will have the reminder there, but you'll have to come here to do it. So on the calendar, we can look, it's like, oh, we have this announcement. And that's just one that's auto-generated by the system. It's the welcome. You do a browser check. You can learn to enter answers and stuff. Then here we have this little orange thing, which is a quiz. I've already assigned a quiz for you. Don't get concerned. We look down here. It's the orientation. It has absolutely no math or calculus involved. It's just how do you use the system? How do you graph things? How do you enter answers? Things like that. So it'll tell you to like graph the point 4 comma 3, and you graph the point 4 comma 3. You don't actually have to figure anything out. Um, and so we have assignments we can actually see right here. So you don't have to look too far through there. The announcements, that just gives you the announcements. If I have announcements, chances are there won't be many announcements in here because that's all going to be handled through Google Classroom. The assignments. So we can go here to click the assignments, just like we could see it on there. So, oh, hey, we have some assignments. Oh, this one has a little flag in the prerequisite. Oh, here I made this quiz where you have to actually do the mastery point. You have to do the study plan before doing the quiz. It's kind of forcing you to do that study plan. I won't always do that, at least I don't think so. Maybe I will. The study plan is the extra credit stuff I talked about in a previous video. And on this quiz, notice this time you have an infinite number of attempts. That won't usually be the case for most quizzes. This one I want you to be able to do so that you can make sure that you can do this stuff. But your assignments will show up here. The gradebook, um, when you turn in assignments and stuff and quizzes and tests, your grades will be put into here. This is not your official class grade. That's still going to be through Skyward, so you can check that through your student access or family access. This is just what's right here. It wouldn't include anything else. I can't think of what else it might include at the moment. But uh, just know that this is not your official grade. The e-text contents, um, the double click there. That's what. Okay, so the e-text. This is your textbook. So if you can check out a textbook, you do not have to check out a textbook. And so we have all the different things. We have chapter 0, the prologue, chapter 1, blah blah blah. Here you could view the entire book, or if you click on a chapter, it takes you into different sections. So you can click on section 1. You can watch the video presentation for that. This is not the one I've made for you. This is a different one. So if something I said didn't quite make sense, maybe this one, it'll explain it in a different way, and that can be very helpful, having two different methods of presentation. The e-text, this will be just this section. And then the study plan, that takes us back to the study plan, which we'll see here in just a second. So the study plan, and this is one of the cool things about this, I think. So here we have answering exercises orientation. This is the one that's actually assigned as the prerequisite for that quiz that you're going to do. We can practice problems, and then you can quiz yourself. We can go to the progress, and we can see every different chapter that we'll be doing, broken out section by section. This AR, it's additional review for calculus. It's only online. We won't be doing this as a as a class, but going through and doing these, especially if you remember, it's like, oh wait, polynomials. I might not know my polynomials that well. And look at that, you can get 11 extra credit points by doing these 11 quizzes. We have our prerequisites. Chapter 1, let's click on section 1 here. Section 1 has 5 different objectives. Each objective has some practice problems and a quiz. So you could do all of these, get your 5 extra credit points. I'll be checking those at the end of the chapter. But those are huge. Like the extra credit points here are basically just blatant bribery for you to be successful. Because by doing these, that's going to help you be successful. You don't have to practice it first, If you did your homework and you think like, you know what, I have this skill, I know how to do this, you can quiz yourself. Maybe you actually do this before you do the homework, or maybe you do the homework and, you know, this one you're still having trouble on, so this is extra practice for you. It's great because remember, that's what homework is. It's the practice so that you can really know what you're doing and be ready for those official quizzes and tests. These are not the official quizzes. These are the ones that you can take over and over and over again, and then you get an extra credit point for each of these um, things that you've mastered. We have a video and resource library. So this is another really nice feature. Um, we can select a chapter. Let's select chapter 1. We'll do all sections, so we'll just see the chapter. Now, a lot of times what I end up here is like I'll choose my chapter, my section, then I click Find Now, and nothing will pop up because I didn't actually select what I'm looking for. We're just going to select all. So let's see everything that comes up for chapter 1. And so we have some animations. Those can be quite nice. They can help to illustrate different concepts that we might be learning about. We have section video lectures. So there's 4 sections here. There's 4 video lectures. How nice is that? Not every section will necessarily have one. Specifically, if I had not chosen chapter 1, but if I had chosen the review topics, they don't all have one. But as we get going, they should. Again, these are not my video lectures. These are different. They're above and beyond, and it could give you a different take on what it is that we're learning. And then the textbook, this is just the textbook again. It's another link for the textbook. Um, and section, there could be other videos as well, depending on the chapter and stuff. Learning tools. Here we just have some like question answer things. We have some review stuff, graphing calculator help, and then resources for the AP prep and practice. This is something that hopefully we'll be doing a bit in um, during our Google Meets. And later on, I'll also show you another website that you'll um, sign up for that's just through the AP College Board. That you'll be doing for probably all of your AP classes. It's how you'll register to take the AP test if you choose to take the AP test. But I recommend registering for it anyway because there are so many awesome things on that website. They've really upped their game in the past year or so. Um, and then the accessible resources, that just gives you things like accessible PowerPoint lecture slides, video transcripts, and just things like sometimes they have things where it'll give you things that'll read it to you if you struggle with reading and stuff. Generally speaking, like especially at the calculus level, there's not that much here, but there is some stuff. And then communication tools we won't use here so much: email, discussion board, document sharing. That'll all really be done through Google Classroom. So I mean, this is set up where we could use this instead of Google Classroom, at least predominantly. Um, but we have to use Google Classroom, so this is just for the assignments and quizzes and stuff. So I will get you the information to be able to sign up for this. I recommend doing that. You can do your orientation as soon as you're signed up. I mean, that again, there's no math involved in that. That is specifically just how do you type stuff in and stuff like that. Um, so, with that, I'll see you in class. Until then, keep working problems, keep asking questions, and as always, happy mathing.